sixth grade. We are going to go over key signatures again today, and you can grab your notes if you have them and just start jotting down extra things if you need to remind yourself what it means. Remember, key signatures are a special way to unlock the meaning of a song, so they're really important, and once you get the hang of what key signatures are, they're really not that difficult. It's just a set of rules to help you figure out what they are. So we're going to get started with reminding ourselves of these important facts about key signatures. And if you haven't written this down in your notes and kept them in your music binder, this is a good time to make sure you do that. You'll need this for secondary as well and all through your musical life, so it's important to keep this on hand. All right, let's start with our first, remembering all the rules. Our first one is, first fact, a key signature is located between the what and the what. The clef, which is either treble clef or bass clef, which looks like this, treble clef, or bass clef. It's located between the clef and the what? Time signature. All right, time signature can be 4/4 time, 2/4 time. Looks like something like that. Okay, at the very beginning of a song is where you find the key signature. Also, you do find the key signature going all the way down the left margin of the song. Okay, second one, it shows what blank, meaning what blank the song is built on. So this one's a little bit harder. It shows what key you are in. If you're spelling your, by the way, remember your means you are, so you need that apostrophe. Shows what key you're in, meaning what scale the song is built on. So if I say I'm playing a song in the key of C, that means that all the notes in the C scale are going to be used for this song. Okay, let's keep going. The sharps and the flats represent a, going back to comment 2, fact 2, they represent a specific scale. So if I have a song with 3 sharps, I know that that is representing the key of A. You didn't know that, or most of you, maybe band kids know that, because you haven't memorized your key signatures yet. But because I have been a musician for a long time, I know that whenever I see 3 sharps, that means I'm in the key of A, and I could play an A scale, and I would know they would have F, C, and G in it. Okay, you'll know that soon. Number 4, key signatures don't include what? Altered tones. Another right answer for this would be accidentals, notes that are sharped or flatted temporarily or naturalized temporarily. Key signatures number 5 use a specific blank and blank for the sharps and flats. Order, they're always in a specific order and they're always in a specific location. So I know that whenever I have an F sharp on my key signature, there's 2 different places I know where F is. If these are my 5 lines on the staff, I know that we have F, A, C, E for our spaces. There's that location, and then there's also the top line, every good boy does fine. So every time I write a key signature out, it has to be in the same place. And in this, in all cases, musicians write the key signature with F sharp always at the top. Now that doesn't mean that the note on the top line is the only F sharp in the song. Whenever I see one on the first bass, no, it's not an F sharp. This stands for all F sharps, okay, in every register. Let's keep going. There are how many possible sharps and flats? How many can I put in a key signature? Well, 7, because I know the musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and that's 7 letters. All right, now last week I drew the order of sharps and flats, and when I say that, that means that when I draw out a key signature, I'm going to start with this as being my first flat this is my second flat, and so on. So there's an order to how I put the flats and the sharps up. So do you remember starting on the side with the flats? Which flat would be first? B flat. And then this spells a word. There's a 4-letter word in here. Do you remember that? It's bead. B-E-A-D. Okay, and then the last 3 letters are G-C-F. So when I write out flats, I go this direction. I start on B, and I go to here. If I have 7 flats in a song, the last flat that I would write is an F flat. And then going the other way, if I have sharps in my song, the first sharp always has to be F, the second is C, so on and so forth. Okay, so we are going to draw a scale, and yes, keep on writing on your notes. We're going to draw the A scale, and you remember me saying it had 3 sharps in it. So A, and a whole step up from A is B, and a whole step from B is C sharp, and a half step up from C sharp is D, whole step up from D is E, whole step up from E is F sharp. Now I know this is not going to come as fast to you as it is to me, so don't worry if you don't know it right away. Whole step up from F sharp is G sharp, and a half step up from G sharp should be A, and it is. So there's our A scale. Now I'm going to draw the order of sharps and flats again. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. I have sharps. I know that with the F, I start drawing my sharps that direction. So now I'm going to draw my 5 lines. Go ahead and draw your 5 lines, and maybe make them a little bit longer so you can do a couple key signatures. Draw your clef. Don't worry if it's ugly. I can teach you that later. Okay, so we must start with F sharp. Now if you remember what I told you about the staff, the F sharp is always going to be on the top line. So we start with our clef and we build outward like we're reading a book. We read from left to right. So we start on the top line. Make sure that your sharp is directly smack dab on top of that line, or exactly in between the space. F, what is our next sharp? C. Okay, where is C? F-A-C-E. So it goes on the second space. Now we're going to go a little bit to the right, and then we'll draw in our sharp sign right there. Okay, let's keep going. Now, common sense would tell us for G sharp, we're going to pick out the second line because that seems like a nice comfy place on the staff, but musicians don't put it there for some reason. They go to the top space. So this is the F line. Above that would be G. So we're going to put the G sharp up here, kind of in the air, but the legs of the sharp are still touching the bottom line, so it looks like it. All right, so I've got my key signature. I know I'm in the key of A. I have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. I've written them from left to right. And next week, what we're going to learn is how to identify what scale you are playing based on looking at your key signature. So you have this, and there's a certain trick to learning what key you're in based on seeing those sharps and flats. So stay tuned, and I will talk to you next week.